So we wanted to talk to you about how we get mail and packages while living on the road full time.
Whenever people find out that we live on the road full time, this is almost always one of the questions that they ask us. So we're going to break it into two parts. We're going to start with mail first, then we'll do packages. So first, mail.
How do we get mail on the road? First, you need a home address or domicile. Then you forward everything to that address.
As we were researching, 3 states were the most commonly used for full-time RVers. Texas, South Dakota, and Florida are the 3 states that have kind of the perfect blend of tax benefits, insurance cost, and licensing and registration that is friendly to people who aren't living in the state. For example, with Texas, we have actually registered all of our vehicles, except for the KTM motorcycle, while we've been living outside of Texas. The RV, the truck, and the other motorcycle. We don't have to do safety inspections until we return back to Texas. Then we have a few days or a week or something that we're supposed to get the inspection done. So very, very friendly if you're not in the state.
You can also do your driver's license online as well. If you lose it, you can apply it online. They give you a temporary one while they mail your actual driver's license to your domicile or your address.
If we had to drive back to Texas every time we did these things, we'd be in trouble. In most states, that's what you would actually have to do. You have to be in state to register and then do inspections and all that stuff. So that's why. Another part of this equation is that you need to pay for a mail forwarding service. And there are several in Texas, as well as South Dakota and Florida to choose from.
So the company that we use is actually Texas Home Base. So what they do, they just scan our mail and get rid of the junk mail, which is very nice, and then they email it to you.
So for us, that mail forwarding service is perfect. We rarely, if ever, need to get mail physically sent to us. We just are happy to let it go to Texas Home Base. They scan it, we get it in our inbox once or twice a week. It's awesome. Even if we ever lived in a house, it would be nice to still, I mean, even just getting rid of the junk mail is so nice. The other nice thing is all of your mail is in your email, so you can search for it. It's great. If we do want mail, let's say we get sent a new credit card or something, then they will forward it to us wherever we're at. We just give them an address and they'll forward it to us within a couple days. It's really quick.
Now packages.
Calippo's favorite one, huh? Packages are, there's a sequence of preferability for receiving packages. Is that a good way of saying it?
Come again?
There's a sequence of preferability for packages.
Preferability. Great choice of words. Yeah. Carry on.
Okay. Our first choice would be to get packages sent to the campground that we're staying at. And many campgrounds are cool with that. You just put the campground name in as care of, and you can go pick up the package at the office or the lodge, and it's pretty straightforward.
Actually, not all of them do that. Some of them, they do charge money, about $5 a package.
Which is kind of ridiculous because they're just handing it to you.
Because some places actually don't have space to store packages for the full-timers, so makes sense.
If the campgrounds don't accept packages, our next option is to use lockers. A bunch of retailers are doing this now. Amazon lockers, Walmart, Home Depot. There really are a lot of options. And so the way that the lockers work is that you can just get it sent to one of those pickup locations. You walk in, you have a code, then you take that code, you type it into the screen on the locker, and then what happens?
Then the locker opens up like...
Okay.
It wouldn't smack anybody in the face.
Okay.
You have to be very careful.
Okay, good.
And lockers are great. The only downside is not everything can be shipped to a locker. Some things are too big. Yeah, you can't ship illegal drugs to them. I don't know. Anyway. Well, for those of you from Fasico'o that do your marijuana, yeah. That is something
we just grow those. We don't need to send those in packages.
So lockers are great. Amazon also has pickup locations where you can just pick up packages from the behind the counter of Walgreens or Rite Aid or something. I think it's Rite Aid.
Whole Foods?
Whole Foods, it's usually the
lockers. Oh, okay.
But you can also just pick up from a Rite Aid, I think is what a lot of them are. And we do like to pick up our packages on our motorcycles, huh?
Yeah.
Although sometimes that gets us in trouble, like the one time we couldn't fit everything and Dolly had to wear a machete on the back of her had to stuff it in her jacket, and she looked like a ninja driving down the road.
A fat ninja.
Don't kill somebody with it.
Why would I do that? I don't want to go to jail. I'm a nice fluffy ninja.
So after lockers, the next option is to get things held at pickup locations. So UPS, FedEx, and Post Office. FedEx and UPS, you can often ask the shippers to just have things held at a location. If you know how they're going to ship the package, you can just put the right address on the shipping information. So if I know it's going to go to FedEx, I can just put a FedEx location there, and I know I can just go pick it up. And then I don't have to bother you're the seller to get that information in. If you don't know, and sometimes you don't, then you just guess. We've had phones have to get replaced under warranty, and Apple said, we're going to ship it FedEx, and then they end up shipping it UPS. And so a UPS package ends up going to the FedEx location, and we just try to pick it up the same day so it's not sitting there a long time and they don't know what to do with it. And usually there's a good laugh, and so far everybody's been pretty cool about handling that. For items that come through the United States Postal Service, there is a service called General Delivery. The way it works is you just put your name, instead of a street address, you put General Delivery, and then the city and zip code, and it will just be held at that post office.
Just go give your last name and you pick it up. It's free.
I think they hold it for about 30 days or so. Make sure to check the local post office. Make sure that they have general delivery listed under the services on their website. Not every post office does general delivery. Most do. Unless you're in a big city and there's lots of post offices around, then they'll usually just have one post office that handles general delivery.
General delivery is also where we have our Texas home base forward our mail. Sometimes we use our relatives as well to forward us our mail.
And whenever we're pretty close to a relative, we often bombard them with a bunch of packages that we pick up when we're visiting.
Yeah, my poor sister in Oregon.
My parents too.
Oh, that's true.
Great thing with my parents is they always have tons of Amazon packages, so they don't even notice a difference. The last thing that we would say is that sometimes it's just easier to buy things locally.
If they have it.
Yes. I think in general, I am conditioned to just buy things online because it's easy, but local retailers are catching up on prices.
And to help support those local businesses too.
Yeah, that's it. It might sound like a lot of work, but this is one of those things that is more work than when you just live in a house. But on the flip side, we don't have to pull weeds very often. So there's a trade-off. But it is possible to get your mail whenever you're living on the road.
Thank you for watching this segment. I hope you enjoyed it.
Please remember to like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. You know what they say, there's no bad weather, only bad gear. Oh my gosh, Omasai.